If you just started your business and you don't have a clear brand identity, this video is for you. I want to talk everything logos, yes, plural. You should not have just one logo. This is what I did when I got started. We all start somewhere. I did my own logo. It looked terrible. And I only had one. I had no idea you needed to have more than one. I had no idea what a brand identity was. I had no idea that you needed so many elements to create a strong brand identity. And in this video, it's going to be very short. I just want to talk about logos. So if you are doing or you have done your brand identity by yourself, just make sure that you understand why you need more than one logo, and maybe you can fix it, or you can hire someone like us. We only work with interior designers. Our branding service is highly popular and it's amazing. Seeing a brand get transformed through our hands has been an amazing experience. I have to say that while our main service is interior design, I absolutely love branding design. It's incredible how much of a difference it makes for people's businesses when they have a strong brand identity, because having what I say a DIY brand that you can clearly tell that the designer did their logo themselves. They don't have a strong color palette or fonts or elements. Maybe they have one font, or they keep switching fonts. They keep switching colors. They keep switching elements. When there is no consistency, you can clearly tell that it's a DIY brand identity, because clearly there is no brand identity. So when you see what it does when they get professional help and they have a brand identity that clearly puts them straight into like an established business level, it just make it so much more clear which type of clients they're trying to attract, because your branding is a representation of who you are, but also who you're trying to attract, right? So you have an ideal client. If the branding doesn't match what these people are attracted to, they're not going to get in touch, because they're not interested in your brand. And it all starts with the branding, right? It doesn't start with the projects. When I was working by myself, and even when I started KVM Design, I would look at other designers' websites, and some of the websites were terrible that I literally could not even look at the projects. I had to get out as fast as I could. So, because you also think, if a designer has such a terrible website, the colors really don't appeal to me, the fonts, nothing's aligned, then you're not going to want to check them out as designers, because it's kind of all related, right? So making sure that your brand is strong and it represents who you are, but also who you're trying to attract, is going to make a big difference in how many ideal clients you're able to sign in the next year. Okay, but let's talk about logos today. And by the way, the information is taken straight from my branding designer. It's a post that we put on Instagram a few weeks ago, and I just thought it was so good that I would share it as a very quick tutorial here to tell you about it, because we have so many logos. She created so many logos for my brand, and I needed to ask her how to use them properly. First one is easy. It's the primary logo. And it's the main logo that you're going to be using for your brand. All other logos are going to stem from that main logo. Then number two, we have what we call a secondary logo, and it's kind of a simpler version of the primary logo. It can be used in places where you have a little bit less space. So instead of using the primary logo, you're going to use the secondary logo. And for me, this one kind of looks like an icon as well. It's easy to recognize. I absolutely love it. So sometimes I just put small on my Instagram post as well, or my documents. It looks sleek, it looks smaller. So this is the secondary logo. Then we have number three, the submark logo, that you can also use in a condensed space where the larger logo variations are not going to work. So if you look at mine here, it's just a smaller version of that main logo. We kind of removed the M, so it takes less space. So those are my three main logos. Number four is what they call favicons. I'm probably spelling that right. It's like fav icon, but then, yeah, she wrote it as favicon. And they're similar to submarks, but it's an even smaller brand logo that only includes like an initial or something. And this one, we actually animated it so we can include it anywhere as well. And to be honest, I find branding fascinating, because I feel like everything has a specific purpose. We don't have 5 logos for nothing. You should understand as well how to use them. And this is what I love about the service that we provide. It's a one-on-one service with our designer, and she's able to really support you first of like to understand what you're trying to achieve, who you are, what is important to you, and then build a brand that is going to feel like you. But then she also is gonna put together all the folders, everything ready to use, so you don't have to do anything. You just have to download the folder with everything, like even have photography, videography, like everything. And she's going to tell you how to use them so that you look like a professional and established business. You're going to attract the right type of clients. You're going to sign more ideal clients. And by investing in your brand, you're basically elevating your entire business. If you want more information, I'm going to link our investment guide here. You can just download it, see how we can help, see the investment for the branding service, and you can ask me more questions in the section down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.